Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. So in today's video, we have a different video, a reaction video, but I am not going to be talking about worst dates today. Today, we are dedicating this video to positivity and positive dates and just positive experiences overall that ended up in marriage or engagement or a long-term relationship, whatever the case may be is. So without any further ado, let's get into this video. I am really excited, to be honest, to just hear you guys' stories, because I've purposely said to you guys I'm gonna save my reaction for the video, so I haven't read majority of it. I've just screenshotted it and put it into a folder, and also I have the question sticker opened up as well. So yeah, let's get into it. Also, I think today, in the spirit of nothing basically, I think we're gonna do a non-edited video, like no editing in this video. I've done one of these before, but a very long time ago, and I thought it would be nice to like kill two birds with one stone for you guys to see, like, when I'm talking stories, how long it actually takes me to do makeup. And yeah, I plan on creating a fairly simple look today, so hopefully it doesn't take too long, but you guys will see all the blending and everything in real time, which I think is also really nice. Okay, so let's get into it. First things first, I primed with the coconut priming water, just so you guys know. Somebody said, married my high school sweetheart. I love stories like that. I love that. Found my hubby on Mixit, went on a date, and the rest is history. 14 years on. On Mixit. Oh my god. Mixit? A Mixit success story. Oh, we love that. We had coffee. He proposed after 7 months. Now married with second baby on the way. Oh! Congratulations. Oh, I better stop screaming. Congratulations on the second baby. Oh my god, somebody else commented. Unfortunately, they just ended. Like, I've obviously been doing something wrong. This was a guy who commented. I don't think you did something wrong. But anyway, never mind. It's fine, okay. I chatted to this guy on Mixit for a year. Then it was my 16th birthday, and I invited him for my party. We were going to meet there for the first time. The day of my party, as I was getting ready, I was setting my hair. Half my hair was straight and the other half was in a bun, and I was looking like a hot mess. I was not ready to meet him. My BFF went outside looking for him, using a picture on my phone as reference, and there she brings him up to my room of excitement, and that's how we met for the first time. We had been chatting for a whole year before we met, so the day we met, our first date, we went to the back of my house as the party was going on, and we kissed. Oh, telling us all the cut this year. Then 2 days later, he asked me to be his GF. This year, we will be together for 14 years and married for 5 years this year as well. We actually got married on the same date as our first anniversary. Oh, my husband is a gem. So glad I snatched him young. That is so sweet. Oh, you guys are going behind the house and kissing and all. You, but after a year of chatting, I think you just know what you want to do with someone. Whether you want to kiss them, whether you want to hug them, what you want to do. You know what you want to do, right? But that is like so sweet, you know. I'm using the J1 Jelly Pack primer. And yeah, like, wow. That is so amazing. I'm glad that it ended well. 14 years, you know, I hear so many stories of people like being married for 7. I think there's these people called, you know, those TikTok people where it's Maybelline and Maybelline 2.0 and Christian. So I watched them. Love So Real, I think it's called. I can't remember the page name. But apparently they've been married for 7 years and been together for 15, and I just think that is so beautiful. Like, I honestly would have liked something like that, to be with somebody for a long time, grow with them, and then to just like go through the journey of like finally getting married and having kids and you know, I'm a one man type of woman, but it's not my time, so it's fine. And I'm not looking for a boyfriend, so it's all good. I'm working on myself right now, okay? So I just want all the single girls to know we have, what's the word? We have so much nice things to look forward to. Can you hear all these amazing stories? Okay. Next is the first time I met my husband, I told him I'm going to marry you. 2 years later, we got married. You chewing this, oh, you're gonna marry him. Ha! You told your husband you gonna marry him? Oh, he must have felt lucky. I need lip balm. I mean, you dead ass told your husband I'm going to marry you. I love that for you. I love that for you, ma'am. Ma'am, you straight up chewing this, oh, I'm going to marry you. Ha! And you did? Oh! When you know, you know. When you know, you know. I thought I knew, but God showed me flame. Anyway, went to McD's for breakfast and suit shopping for his cousin's wedding. Getting married in October. That was your first date? You went to McD's and went suit shopping? Ooh. Congratulations on getting married in October. Set up by family on a blind date. 12 years later, married with an amazing son. Oh, I love that. I don't want to be set up on a blind date though. Nobody must set me up on a blind date. I'm not about that life. Thank you, family. Oh my god, I'm so excited. So he asked me out in grade 10. I was 15 and he told me I'm making you my wife. He's my best friend. Skipped to 3 years later after finishing matric in 2017. 2 months later in 2018, we decided to get married. We did. I was 18, he was 20, and 3 years still together. It's such a joke now because we were so young. Oh my god. No, but I genuinely feel like when you know, you know. You know, I feel like when you know you're meant to be with someone, you know. And some people have unions when they're extremely young. I mean, a lot of people marry their high school sweethearts, and some people don't. And you know what? We're all not meant to be on the same journey. So you may laugh now, but it's going to be worth it when you're looking back 10 years from now and you're like, oh, we were so young, but we knew we were meant to be. We love that. We don't like men who get into relationships and then decide, yeah, I'm not ready. Anyway. Alrighty. So now we're going into my DMs. Okay, so somebody says, I've been married 6 years now. Met my husband when we were younger. He married someone else and it didn't work out. We met a few months after they got divorced and unexpectedly hit it off. We were never friends then. 3 months later, we were married. Since the day we started dating, I've never had to pay for anything. He takes care of my mom like she's his mom. I can honestly say I found a gem. Oh. I'm not okay. That is sweet. That is, you know what, like, I just want to marry into a family where my husband's parents feel like my parents and my parents feel like his parents. I have no doubt, like, my mother's the kind of person that will take care of I see my mother take so much of good care of my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law, and I know that she's gonna extend the same kind of love to whoever I marry, because I'm a child and she loves me, so she's gonna love the extension of me. But anyway, that makes me so happy. But I told you guys, when you know, you know. Tell me I'm right, tell me I'm wrong. But also, people make mistakes, you know. People make mistakes a lot of the time, and then some men end up in this situation where they're like, actually I was meant to be with someone else. And it's normal. It's so normal for people to make mistakes and overlook things. And I think, you know, everything's a journey in life. If you feel like someone is meant to be your soulmate, but you don't act fast enough, you're gonna live your whole life regretting, you know. And you see, his previous marriage didn't work out because maybe his marriage to you is always meant to be on the cards. You know? Everything happens for a reason. We should stop taking things that happen to us like too personally. God is teaching us these lessons. You gotta take these lessons in your stride. You gotta be able to be like, okay, I've learned my lesson. What is it trying to teach me to be for the next person I'm meant to be with, you know? So I'm sure he's learned a lot, and all that matters is that you guys are happy and that he is such a gem. And you guys heard her, he doesn't make her pay for anything. We love men like that. Listen, I'm not trying to say that one of my criteria for dating a man is that he must pay for everything, okay? But at least be a gentleman. As you guys can hear, chivalry does exist. A man taking care of his business is a good man indeed. Okay, I'm just carving out the top of my brow. Sometimes I make a mistake, so I have to go in back with my brow pencil. But the foundation I'm using is Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Polish 334. Love it. Love it so much. Okay, before we blend, I just remembered I said I wasn't going to edit this video. Oh! Anyway. Okay. So, I got a friend request on Facebook, and I'm not sure if I deleted it or ignored it, and 2 weeks later the request pops up again. So I accepted it. After a while he inboxed me and the conversation flowed so easily. We chatted for a few months before he flew up to Joburg in September 2017 to meet me. So we first met at the Santon How train in person, and I was so shy, but he made it so comfortable. After 2 months he flew to Joburg again for my birthday, and I was so flattered that he would do that, and we were not even dating. 3 months later he asked me if I would be his girlfriend, and I said yes. I was hesitant at first because I lived in Joburg and he was from Durban, but hey, I said let's try, why not? We started dating in February 2018, and the man came up to Johannesburg every single month and sometimes twice a month. He then moved to Joburg in February 2019, and it was amazing. In June the same year, we went on a holiday overseas and he proposed on a beautiful island. He proposed on a beautiful island. Oh my god, I was shocked. After saying yes, I literally was silent for half of the day. Reason for this was because he took me on to try rings a few months before that, and I chose this ring that was so beautiful but was completely oblivious to his intentions and him buying the same ring. Wow, it was so beautiful. Ladies, there is someone that is made especially for you. Do not be discouraged and do not give up hope. You will find love when you least expect it. Trust the process and trust God's timing. Again, when I say men know when you are the one, they know. Sometimes they ignore the fact that you are the one and may move on with their life, and then, you know, they end up getting married and divorced to somebody else, and end up, you know, sometimes they don't end up back with you because you may have already found someone that deserves your energy. But anyway, let me not go on about that. That is so beautiful. Definitely trust God's timing. Like, when you know, you know. Like, I just think you know. You know when it's your time to shine. You know when, you know, you connect with someone, and the fact that you guys met in person for the first time and he made you so comfortable. Like, I feel like men and women, we just know when someone is our person. Sometimes the one person knows and the other one is oblivious, but, you know, I also feel like it's so beautiful that, you know, he took you ring shopping and you didn't even realize that's what it was. I think that's so beautiful, and it just, it's so refreshing. He's so romantic, took you to an island to propose. Oh, please, Lord, can we get through this pandemic so people can also take us to islands to propose? I mean, I'm not fussy at the end of the day, but I want my husband to be as of a gentleman as that. Okay, we're speaking it into existence. Thank you. Okay, Somebody else says, girl, I watched both of 1 and part 2 of reacting to first dates. Hey, some really sick men out there, but these men must realize not all of us women will fall for their tricks. Yes, thank you, girl. I will tell you my first date. It's actually a good one. So I met this guy and he asked me on a date. Now I was gonna stand him up because I was like two-minded, but I ended up going. He picked me up from campus, and as I opened the car door, on the seat was pink roses and chocolates, like my favorite. I was like, oh. Then we drove to Paradise Valley. He was such a gentleman. We took a walk to the waterfall. We were talking, and then he slowly came in, touched my face, and kissed me. Oh! That first kiss really made a big deal. Then we went back to the car, went for lunch at Pavilion, and then walked around for a bit, and then took a drive to the beach. We just spoke like best friends. We got along so well. It's going to be our 3rd year anniversary on the 2nd of Feb. And up till today, this guy treats me like a queen. He goes out of his way to make me feel like a princess. Recently, I started my own business and he's my #1 supporter. And she said, when you find the one, you really do. That is so sweet. Oh, here's a short and simple one. Was talking to a guy I haven't met or seen pics of. Went on a date after a week of talking to each other online on WhatsApp. 10 years later, we're married with 2 little boys. Oh! My husband literally helped me cross the busy road. That's how we met. After talking for 6 months, I was then asked for lunch at his house. Our first date, you can say. He cooked my favorite food just the way I like it. He spent days practicing since the only thing he knows how to make is cheese toast. Now we're married for 2 years. Oh my gosh, you guys, that is insane. I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This is in the shade 10. And I'm just going to add a little bit more coverage in the areas where I have a pimple here. It's like a blind one. But, yeah, it's kind of peeking through. It's got a little bit of redness. So I'm just going to go in and, like, just add a little bit of coverage where I feel like I need it. That is such a sweet thing, you guys. Like, ugh. If a man cooks for you, oh my god. Listen, I am the kind of girl that I think would prefer to cook for my husband as opposed to my husband cooking for me. But at the same time, I think I would really appreciate when there's days where I really don't feel like cooking and then you just see him in the kitchen cooking. That is so precious. Like, men who cook. You know what's my type? Men who know how to cook. Because, I mean, let's be honest, in Indian households, mothers don't teach their sons how to cook, but the daughters must know how to do everything. And I just think it's unfair. I think a husband who is willing to go equal with me is, I think, the husband I'm trying to have, regardless of the fact that he may have a corporate job, I don't know what he's going to be like. It always needs to be 50-50, because just because I am at home doesn't mean I'm not working as well, you know. I feel like there's a difference between working housewives or working housewives who work from home and housewives. It's still a job, you know, and I feel like a man should always recognize, regardless of whether you're working from home or you're a housewife in general, it takes a lot of hard work to keep our house clean and to keep our house nice and tidy and spick and span the way we want it. And you know, as women, we're picky, right? It takes a lot of energy to do that. So if he can relieve some of that, that's a man that's my type. I'm not being too much, am I? I don't have a specific set list of what I want from a man. I just need him to be supportive, and I need him to get along really well with me and my family and want the same things I want for my life and want to build something for our kids for the future. That's all I want. It's not a list of things. We just need to be on the same wavelength. Okay. I needed someone to attend my timeshare meeting. I told my mom, ask her friends. One of her friends asked her son. He pitched up. I was so over guys at this point in my life. So I was just there for the meeting, and so was he actually. But we chatted that night and then went on a date. A month later, he asked me to be his girlfriend. We dated for 4.5 years, and now we are married for just over a year and a half. Best decision ever. I left the timeshare almost after I met him. That is amazing. That is so amazing and so precious. I'm gonna go in with my Instant Age Rewind in buff. So I first went in with tan. Now I'm gonna go in with buff. I'm mentioning all the products because, like I said, this is gonna be a no edit video. That is so sweet, you guys. Like, literally, when you know, you know. Like, also, some people are in the talking stage for so many months, and sometimes people just are not in the talking phase for that long. They just click and they know. So I feel like there's so many different ways that it could go. You just need to give everything that feels right to you a fair chance, because you're never gonna know what may be out there. I am very motivated to maybe start dating again after this video, but actually maybe not 2021, maybe 2022. I think this year just needs to be a me year, and it just needs to be a selfish year, because I'm not someone who's generally selfish, but I just feel like I need to focus on myself and merch, and yeah, everything else will fall into place. God's timing. God's timing also is the best timing. I genuinely feel like when it's my time to find my husband material, I'll find him. I just feel like now, genuinely, my intuition's telling me now's not the time. So I'm following my intuition and working on myself to be the best version of myself. I don't know if you guys can hear the rain. It's currently raining. You guys probably can to an extent, but all these stories are really just making my heart so warm, and I really hope it's making you guys' heart warm as well, because it's just so beautiful, and I really hope that we all find the love that we deserve. No matter how long it takes, it's gonna be worth it. Sorry if the lighting changes, you guys. It's getting gloomy outside and it's raining. It's Miss Eloise, not the one from Bridgerton. Oh, also, that love story in Bridgerton, oh my god. It's kind of nice, but it's kind of like a roller coaster. But anyway, let's get back onto, there's lots. I've known my husband since I was 10 years old. We attended the same primary school. We started dating when I was 16 and he was 17. Dated for 8 years, and then we got engaged on the 8th anniversary. Got married 3 months before our 10th anniversary. Okay, there's another one. He had a psycho ex, and she used to message his friends just to find out where he was and what he was up to. He did mention it to me, but I never took it seriously, because we were not serious and just getting to know each other. Until our first date, we decided to take a drive to the beach. So she reported his car stolen, and we had the cops pull us over on our first date, insisting that his vehicle was stolen. 11 years later, and the only thing that was stolen that day was my heart. Ah! I just screamed. I'm so sorry. Rest in peace, earphone users. The only thing stolen that day was her heart. Oh, that is so sweet. Married the most amazing man. Lol, that's just a snippet of everything. She even used to follow us and send people to his house claiming that they wanted to buy his car just to get his new number. It was bad. What? Oh my god. You know what we should react to next? Is psycho ex-girlfriends. I've never been in touch with any ex-girlfriends, thank the Father Lord. But yeah, that's not nice. I would lose my mind. I'd be like, what in the heck is going on here? I mean, if she's that obsessed with you, she can have you, girl. I mean, boy. But it's kind of wild. But I'm really glad that your heart was stolen. But imagine, you know, oh my god, how did she even know he was going out on a date with you and reported his car stolen? Ooh, snitches get stitches. Ooh, no, that's a toxic ex. I'm glad he found you, and I'm sure you guys are so grateful for each other, because wow. What is wrong with you, men? Why y'all gotta go date some psycho people? Hey, no, that's crazy. And you know what, I'm not going to use the word psycho loosely, right? But that is a behavior that is not that behavior is not normal. How is it normal? I don't think it's normal. You gotta let these men go, man. If it's not meant to be with you, you may be obsessed with him, but he clearly was not obsessed with you. Let him go, girl. You know your worth. He ain't worth it. He was for someone else. Anyway, that's crazy. That is too crazy for my liking. Why did I say I wasn't going to edit this video? Because now you guys are going to see all of the times I have to wipe my nose when my nose leaks. But anyway. Okay. Next one is... I'm kind of feeling hot now. It's definitely under these lights and I'm wearing a sweater. Okay, hold on. I feel like I need to bake a bit more before we move on to the next story. Bake, 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 bakety bake, bake, bakety bake, bakety bake. Okay, the camera stopped recording. Stops recording at some point. At like 30 minutes, I feel like. Okay, so I feel like I'm nice and baked. We met online and chatted as friends for some time. He asked me out even though we had never met, and I really thought dating online was lame and he knew it, but he kept asking and I finally said yes, lol. He lived in Cape Town and I lived in PMB. After a few months of dating, he moved to Durban. I was like, that's crazy, dude. And I still didn't tell my parents anything because firstly, I never had a boyfriend before, and secondly, he was white. Our first date was at Gateway when they used to have the skate park outside. I conned my brother into taking a friend of mine shopping. A friend of yours and you shopping. But there is a lot to the story, but there you go. 16 years later, we're happily married, now for 13 years and expecting our second child. Who would have thought? Oh, that is so precious. I love that. And I just want to say that for those of you who've grown up in families where you are made to think that people are different because of their race, nobody is different because of their race. So if you're attracted to somebody who's not necessarily Indian, there's nothing wrong with that, you know. At the end of the day, everyone is a human being. It doesn't matter how dark we are, how pale we are, light skin, dark skin, whatever. It does not matter what the racial group is. When you find love, you find love. Okay, this is a long one. Okay, alright. Hi Sanesh, well, my story goes like this. My fiance sent me a friend request on Facebook, and I don't usually accept invitations from people I don't know, but since we had 200 mutual friends and he looked good on his profile pic, I accepted. About 3 weeks later, he then commented on a meme I shared, which then led him to sending me a message on Facebook Messenger. After 2 days of chatting, he asked for my number and we began chatting on WhatsApp. We started chatting a lot and he asked me out on dates many times, but since I've been through many heartbreaks, I wanted to give myself time before I went out on a date. Prior to chatting to him, I was involved with a guy who was in a relationship with his girl for about 7 years. They had broken up and we met. I knew this couple as we live in the same town. I was a bit worried that he was looking for a rebound, but he guaranteed that he was over her and was ready to move on. Also, he showed a lot of effort, which made me feel like he was being true to his word. Anyway, when his ex-girlfriend found out about us, they started cyberbullying me and made up rumors about me and my family. It got so bad that when they actually picked on my late dad. Oh no. They went around telling people that he committed suicide, but he actually passed away as he had a sickness. This guy didn't say or do anything about this, and he eventually went back to his girlfriend. Oh my god. I went through a lot during this time as my name was dragged through the mud and I became very depressed, also telling myself that I would not date for years. That leads us back to my fiance. Oh, he's your fiance. Within the same year of that incident, 3 months after just chatting to my fiance on WhatsApp, I decided to go on a date. It was amazing, and once we met in person, I felt like he was truly the one. On our first anniversary of dating, he proposed to me. We actually planned to do a photo shoot for our anniversary, not knowing that he planned to propose and have the photographer capture the moment. This year we will be getting married on our anniversary. We planned it as such that our anniversary falls on the same day that he asked me to be his girlfriend, and then wife. And she sent me a pic of the proposal. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, my babe, you have gone through a lot, and that man, the guy you were dating who eventually went back to his crazy ex, was not a man for not standing up for you. Any man knows that it's his duty to stand up for the woman that he cares about, and you can clearly see he didn't care about you, and I'm really sorry you had to go through that, but at least you have an amazing man right now. And should I go sign up to be on Hinge or Tinder? I'm kidding. That is so precious. Like, honestly, I'm so happy for you, and I can't wait to see your wedding pictures. Please DM your wedding pictures to me. I want to see it. Powder all over me. And yeah, that makes me so happy, you guys. Just seeing people happy makes me happy, because everyone deserves to be happy. And that was a really, really bad experience right there. Like, the previous experience. So I can understand why, you know, you were totally off, guys. But I'm glad you get your happy ending. I think that's the most precious thing of life, is to get your happy ending. My chair is squeaking. It stopped for a while, now it's starting again. I think it's because it's cold. Okay, let's get back into it, shall we? Hi gorgeous, hope you're doing well. Hi beautiful. So here goes. One day when I got home from school, I checked my phone and I had been added to a group by some dude who I didn't know. So I asked this guy, how did you get my number? And he says, oh, I always had it. I'm shocked at this, because 2 days before this I just got a new phone and number. So I'm like, that's weird. So anyway, I go on the group chat to like check if I know anyone else there. As I begin to go down to his number, and I kid you not, honey, my heart started beating so fast. I had so much of butterflies. I instantly felt something for this number. And I'm like, how stupid can someone be to be like a number? I was like, I'm gonna see how this person chats and all. Bear in mind, I don't know anyone in this group chat, and they all know each other. So this guy begins to chat, and he seems like such a gentleman. At this point, I was talking and interacting with everyone. This guy and I start private chatting. I find out we have so much in common with each other. I'm already getting like feelings for him, but I don't say anything. One day, another guy from the group asked me out, and then this dude, there is plenty of fish in the sea, but this is my fish. Nobody touches my fish. Then he told me he also likes me. He took me on a candlelight dinner, and 6 years later, we are married for a year now. How the hell? Listen, I'm gonna need God to do that for me, though. That is wild. The fact that you got a new phone and then you just add your number. God, please, can I also have that? Can my man just magically get my number and slide in my DMs? Slide on my WhatsApp chat? He says there are plenty of fish in his sea, but you're his fish and nobody touches your fish. We love that. What is happening with the lighting today? Oh. Much better. I told you guys the lighting was gonna go crazy. Anyway, so that is so sweet. Oh my soul, that is so sweet. I cannot even handle it. I cannot. Okay, so I think today I'm gonna go in with some of these Revlon eyeshadow sticks, because I haven't used them in a while. So what shall we do, purple or red? I feel like we did red in the last tutorial, so let's do purple today. It's the Colorstay Velour stick in the shade Cordovan. I'm just gonna see what's happening here. These like blend amazingly. Okay, let me just read another. Oh, okay, this is a long one. Hey Sanesh, okay, so no engagement or marriage just yet, but I feel like I've got to share this with you. In December 2017, a guy I knew from high school sent me a DM on Instagram. I remembered him from school, but I never really spoke to him before. He commented on a picture of the curls I had done on my hair. He then proceeded to speak about other things we had in common. Next thing I know, we've swapped our numbers and we were texting via WhatsApp. I spoke to him every day for 5 months as his friend and nothing more. Well, stupid me didn't see the signs of him trying to flirt with me. I'm the same. I can't tell if someone's flirting with me, even if they smack me in the face with a flirt. While speaking, I told him after the Valentine's gifts I received from other guys, and even this guy I was crushing on at the time. Oh, you told him about the Valentine's gifts you got. Okay. He remained calm and was still my friend, supporting me with my choices. One day I had a really horrible experience with my crush and I broke things off with him. Being a girl who had a quick confidant with this guy, I told him about the experience and he got upset and gave me a really weird vibe. I don't know what made me ask him if he was crushing on me. To my surprise, he was, and then he proceeded to go on and tell me how he felt, etc. I asked why he took this long to say anything, and he said he wanted to make sure he was over the girl he had before, as he didn't want a rebound girl, and he wanted to make sure I was in the position for him to express his feelings. In June 2018, we both agreed to meet. We met and my first thought was, oh my god, he's not as tall as I thought. And I don't like his shirt. After many dates, fights, me thinking I want to enjoy my youth without him fighting for what we have, I realized that all I wanted was him. I know he's the one for me, and I made it clear that I'm the one for him. And he's made it clear that I'm the one for him. Yo, I should like lots of reading, guys. Sanesh, I cannot even begin to explain how blessed I feel. I finally got someone who respects me and my family and that loves me unconditionally. I always thought that girls who were spoiled by their partners were spoiled with gifts, but he made me realize that you can be entirely spoiled with attention, love, care, and the utmost respect. I wouldn't have it any other way. We're not engaged or married, as we both chose to go further in our careers, but I know one day that we will tie that 3 special knots. Hashtag Tali, hashtag Tamil. P.S. Sorry for such a long story. Thank you so much for sharing. Oh, y'all are gonna tie that Tali for sure. We are here for it. Isn't this such a beautiful story? Isn't it such a beautiful story though? Like, that is so precious and so beautiful beyond measure. Like, it makes my heart so happy. Like, when somebody knows that you are the one for them, they know. You see, I want this. I don't want somebody to be like, oh, let's date and wait, let's see where this goes. No, I don't want to see whether this goes to Timbuktu or what. I want to know that we're gonna be serious. That's what I want to know. That is so sweet, you guys. Oh, my whole heart. My whole heart. My whole soul. Oh, is just... I need a moment. I almost cried with that one. I don't know if you guys realized, but I had to reel myself in back really quickly. But that is honestly the sweetest thing I have ever heard in my life. We have some blessed couples out there right now, and I just hope that you guys continuously receive blessings, because you guys really deserve it. I really hope that you guys do. So these eyeshadow sticks from Revlon are super blendable, and you can build them up to your required intensity, which I think is really nice. Although I will say this, like sponge, you kind of have to wipe it off every now and again because it does pick up quite a bit of product, but it blends super nice, so highly recommend it. I want the peacock one, the one that looks like a peacock color in these. I think it's going to be amazing. I should definitely pick it up when I go back to wherever Clicks just came. But yeah guys, the story is so beautiful and I'm just so inspired to keep my eye out. I'm just kidding. I know guys, you know when you have an intuition, I know for a fact that it's not my time to get into a relationship, and just hearing these stories just makes me so inspired. Like, oh, can I also have a beautiful love story like this that I can tell my kids one day? Imagine. Love that. Love that. Okay, I'm gonna blend out this eyeshadow. Then we're gonna go on to the next story. Honestly, the easiest eyeshadow sticks I've ever worked with. And they don't crease on your lids. So I don't even go in with any eyeshadow base or put any concealer down. And they just are amazing. Okay, let's get back into it. Let's get back into it. Okay, are you ready? Let go. Hi Sanesh, here's my date that ended up in marriage. We met at work and really spoke. He sent me a Facebook friend request and started chatting more deeply there. I still just saw us as friends or work colleagues because he was also freaking cute. He asked me out for dinner. He fetched me and I knew he was a keeper when he opened the door for me to get into his car, but I still didn't want to make too much of it. We went for dinner, chatted, and he was an absolute gentleman, and I still do not consider it a date. When we were done with dinner, I got into his car and he blindfolded me. For some reason, I trusted him. He then stopped the car with me and still blindfolded, and I heard the boot open and close. A minute later, he opened my door and carried me out. Then he placed me down and removed my blindfold to show me the setup he made. To show me a place he set up for us with a blanket and pillows and candles for us to lay by a lake under the stars and chat. It was the most romantic date ever, and he hasn't changed. I've had so many more romantic dates. 4 years later, we are still married and going. So keep your standards high and don't compromise. I got everything and more that I wanted. That is the most beautiful first date or date story that I have ever heard. And ladies, this is an indication that if that man ain't treating you right, you need to leave, baby girl. Keep your standards high. Just like this beautiful lady says, keep your standards high. Period. Period. Okay, I'm using the shade Sequin from the Glaze stick from Revlon. Keep your standards high. I love that. This is a story that I love. And maybe some of us are just meant to be with gentlemen. That's why they're taking a bit longer to find us. you know? Oh, it's this lighting again that's bothering me. Hold on, I'm gonna fix you guys just now, okay? Oh, this is such a pretty eye. Do we like it? I like it. Oh, you guys can wear this for Valentine's Day date night. Ooh, vibe. Much better. Okay, so I think we have more. This is my story. I met my soulmate whilst working on board a cruise ship. He is from Bosnia and Herzegovina. Herzegovina, I think. Herzegovina in Europe. So when we got back to our respective countries, we spent many months apart doing distance relationship due to the borders being closed and travel prohibited. The day the borders reopened, I flew out to Bosnia to see him and spent 3 beautiful months with him. On my second week there, he had proposed to me. I love it. I love it when you guys propose. We had been together for over a year now, and it was the most beautiful proposal I had imagined. I could have imagined. We now make travel blogs, which we just recently started and will continue to do so when travel again becomes normal. I love it when you guys get engaged. I just absolutely love it when you guys get engaged. It's my favorite thing. I'm gonna put on some mascara, some Benefit. But that is honestly such a beautiful story. These two met on a cruise ship. You can basically, I think this just goes to show that you can basically meet anyone anywhere in the world. And you just know, you know? I also have one of my friends from university that also started going on the cruise ships, and she met her now husband on the cruise ships as well, and they are happily married. I don't know if they're on any cruise ships. I don't think they are on any cruise ships right now, but yeah, they met on the cruise ships also. We love cruise ship stories. They give us happy endings, like the Titanic failed us at, you know, the Titanic failed us for a happy ending, but at least we are hearing about all these amazing other stories, which is great. So yeah, I love that. Can we also talk about how, again, when a man knows he wants to be with you, he knows. It doesn't matter what the distance is like. I mean, this was a long distance relationship and it still worked. Yeah. Again, ladies, I maintain, when a man knows he wants to be with you, he knows. Okay? He knows. Okay, so another one. So I met my boyfriend, hopefully soon to be fiance, at a gender reveal party hosted by his brother and sister-in-law for mutual friends. They'd been trying to set me up with him for a while, but I was never keen because he seemed like a serial dater. Whenever we hung out, his brother would joke about all the Tinder dates he's been on, so wasn't super keen. Anyway, we never really spoke before the party, so imagine my surprise when this guy ends up being incredibly sweet all night long. I don't remember talking to anyone else, and he even watched Mehuna with me at the end of the party when everyone else left. We both planned, separately from each other, to stay over, so not to drink and drive. We started properly talking and messaging the next day, and went for our first date 6 days later. Sushi at Yamasuki in Bedford View. Because I was so nervous to eat anything heavier. Oh, because you were too nervous to eat anything heavier than sushi. Okay, I get you. He was such a sweetheart the whole time, such a gentleman and so kind. He was a real contrast to my emotionally and verbally abusive ex. He actually helped me work through the trauma of that relationship, since my ex was stalking me at the time. that more than anything showed me the kind of man he is. A year and a half later, and I still can't believe my luck at meeting him and everything we've grown to be. That makes my heart so happy. You guys have no idea how happy that makes my heart. Like, going through toxicity and then meeting somebody who's just like amazing and fabulous and just such a good human being is just like, it's like, wow. It's like, oh, is this your luck? But it's destiny, babes. It's destiny. We love that. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my Be Perfect Cosmetics palette and use the shade Lifestyle. That is honestly like, oh my god, I didn't even dust off my bake. Who am I? I'm so interested in all these love stories. I'm even forgetting steps in my makeup routine. Honestly, it is so sweet. Like, oh, we love men who can help us work through, you know, things that are difficult for us to go through alone. And I just think that is so precious that he would help you through that. And oh, that is such a beautiful, beautiful story. And I love to see it. I'd love to see it. And hopefully you guys are going to send me more beautiful stories, because I definitely want to do a part 2. I think we need this positivity in our lives, especially for all our single girls. I don't know about you guys, but this definitely makes me want to date somebody. Definitely makes me want to date somebody. Somebody that's a good man, that's gonna love me, you know, all the good stuff. I'm gonna go in with my Pinkcognito blush from Revlon. I usually do blush before highlight, but as y'all can see, I'm so happy that I am forgetting the steps in the routine. Okay, I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna have to keep wiping my nose because, you know, post nasal drip is not a thing I like to have. But anyway, so my date that turned into marriage, I spent the afternoon telling my best friend of like 8 years at the time about this new guy that was interested in me. He was 6 years younger than me, and I spoke to my mom about him. Not as in I wanted to date him. My mom and I were close, and she always asked me what's going on, if I'm interested in anyone or if I liked anyone. Was a general convo. I was talking to my bestie about it, which is a guy, and he as apparently always, he apparently has always had a crush on me but never told me. All our mutual friends, even my sister, brother, boyfriend at the time, and the later on the younger guy, hold on, this is very confusing. I have to read this again. All our mutual friends, even my sister, brother, boyfriend at the time, and the later on the younger guy that was interested in me. Okay. Technical difficulties with the typing. Or maybe I'm just not reading it right. Or maybe I've gone through so many reading that I'm just losing my mind. Upon discussing this with him while we were at a club with all our friends, I don't know what came over me, and he just kissed me. And all our friends were so excited, and the rest was history. Both our parents were so happy we got together. We were married in a year and a half, now married to my best friend for a year and 6 months. We have been through so much: breakups, makeups, tragedies, celebrations, memories that can never be replaced. Hold on. Hold on. I have to read this again because I am so confused. Okay. You had this new guy that was interested in you, and he was 6 years younger than you. Okay. Then you were talking to your bestie, who is a guy, and apparently he's always had a crush on you, but never told you. And all your friends, even your sister, brother, boyfriend at the time, and the later on younger guy. Oh, and the later... the younger guy that was interested in me, upon discussing this with him while we were at a club with all of our friends. Okay, listen, you lost me somewhere here, but it sounds like the younger guy boyfriend at the time. Oh no, I'm very confused here. Okay, hold on. We're gonna come back because I need to clarify this one. So I'm gonna DM. Okay guys, so I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna figure out what is being said here, and I'm gonna come back and we're gonna see what the full story is. Okay, I'm back. I went to go successfully find out what the tea was, and you know, typing sometimes is a pain in the booty. But the story is that, like my follower said, she was interested in a guy 6 years younger than her, and her best friend at the time hold on, apparently had a crush on her and never told her that he had a crush on her. And he was her best friend for like 8 years, and they were quite close. And then he encouraged her to go on a date with the younger guy and like start dating the younger guy, but he himself was in love with her. So long story short, she ended up marrying her best friend. They've been married for 1.5 years now. She ended up marrying her best friend, and yeah. So she confided in her best friend about the young guy type of situation. I know, lots of confusing things. But had the young guy not been around, I don't think she would have known that her best friend of 8 years had fallen in love with her. And apparently the best friend of 8 years went out with their friends and kissed her at the club, and from then on they knew that it was love and meant to be. And she says that that she can clearly say she has married her best friend. So just thought I needed to clarify that. Somebody else says, my fiance sent me a follow request on Instagram and I left his request chilling there for a week. He then told me he was coming down to the south coast and wanted to meet. At the time I thought he was a catfish, so I took a group of friends with me to meet up. Turns out he wasn't a catfish, so I was freaking out for 20 minutes straight on the first date. Anyway, with all my weirdness, 1 year and 6 months into our relationship, we are now engaged. He never lets me forget the way I was freaking out for 20 minutes straight on our first date. That is so sweet. That is so sweet. Also, why today of all days I just left everything in my box, my filming box. That is so precious. I just love that is so precious. I just love hearing you guys' like special stories, you know. I love it. I love to hear it. Okay, let's see what else there is here. This is, oh no, that's not the one. Hey Sanesh, love both your videos. So this guy took me on a surprise date that I thought was the sweetest thing ever. So at first I thought we were just going to get ice cream and chill. He first came to pick me up and came inside my house, and I hadn't noticed that he took a pair of socks from my place and put it in his pocket when I wasn't looking. So when I got into his car, he told me that he needed to go and pick up some gym equipment from a mall that's really far away because no other place had the gym equipment, and then we would go for ice cream afterwards. So naturally I was grumpy and feeling hot in the car, and plus we were in traffic for like an hour. Anyway, we get to the mall and he gets out and says, I lied, we're going ice skating. Oh, my heart totally melted as I told him I don't have socks for the ice skating shoes. And then he proceeded to take out my socks that he had in his pocket. I was totally flabbergasted and so grateful that I had tears in my eyes. You're trying to make me cry today on this video. You're trying to make me cry. Somebody else says, after a lot of bad dates and awful relationships, my rule was to always meet someone for coffee or for a drink so if I don't feel you, it can be over quickly, lol. So I went for drinks with this guy. We ended up sitting and talking for 5 hours. 2.5 hours later, we are now engaged, and I haven't been so in love and happy with someone. Oh my god, and that is the end of all you guys' amazing first date experiences. So hold on, I'm just gonna finish my lips and then tell you guys the story. But I genuinely feel like everything happens for a reason. This is kind of sexy. What? I thought I pulled out Spirit, but clearly I pulled out kind of sexy, which is fine. Even if things don't work out, every good experience is there for a reason. Like, I haven't dated a lot of guys, but I tell you, the last guy I dated was probably the best one. And can you guys imagine what my husband's gonna be like? If I keep upgrading, if I keep leveling up with each relationship, my husband's gonna be prized possession. By the way, I'm using this gloss from Revlon called Snow Pink. It's from the Super Lustrous range. So yeah guys, that is it for some really amazing first date experiences. I have also had some really amazing first date experiences. Well, not some. I only had one really good first date experience. And yeah, I think I needed to have that experience to open my eyes to the fact that there are some really amazing men out there, regardless of the fact that we're not together anymore. It was a really sweet, chivalrous first date, and maybe all have many more amazing first dates. I only have one more first date left in me, so that better be the guy that knows he wants to be with me for the rest of my life. Okay, so that is it for this video. It was such a feel-good video, you guys. I honestly feel like it's just so amazing. Like, it's so amazing to just hear people's stories and how amazing men can be. And props to all the men out there who know a good thing when they see one. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the positive men that do not leave all the toxicity and hurt behind. I think we definitely need to give credit where credit is due to all the amazing men out there. And yeah, that is it for this video. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Maybe we'll do a part 2 if you guys are keen. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Don't forget to slay all day every day with and without makeup, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye. I'm always so awkward when I end these videos. Oh my gosh.